Hello, I'm Pocholo Concepcion of Daily Tribune. Welcome to Wazzup. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Mga kaibigan, ang panauhin natin ngayon ay kilalang kilala sa Filipino music scene. Isa siya sa pinakamagaling nating singer-songwriters. Una siya sumikat bilang membro ng Sugar Free, ang bandang Sugar Free, bago siya mag-solo. At ngayon, malalaman natin kung anong mga ginagawa niya. Well, let's find out more. What's up with Ebe Dancel?
Hey, Poch! Long time no see.
Yes. Oo, kamusta ka?
Busy.
Busy?
Awa ng Diyos.
Good.
Awa ng Diyos. Busy.
Awa ng Diyos, busy. Salamat. Kwento mo naman, ang nabalitaan namin recently na isa ka ng record label executive.
That's correct.
Oo, nag-announce ang Widescope, what's the formal name? Widescope Entertainment?
Yes, that's correct.
Oo. Kasama dyan si Neil, no? Neil Gregorio.
Neil Gregorio.
Then, with the announcement, ikaw, kasama ka rin sa kanila.
Yeah.
Paano nangyari to?
Yung unang conversation namin ni Neil, meron akong mga hinihinging lumang kanta ko sa kanya. Ay ko, ano na to, from our previous partnership with another record company. Ay ko, can I have these songs back? Sabi niya, you just need to do this and that. And then, he called me one day at around 7 in the morning. Sabi niya, I recently signed up as head of a new label. Like, okay, congratulations. And I thought he was going to offer me a record deal. Which he did eventually.
Okay.
Pero yung unang offer niya, kasi nagbubuo ako ng team ko ngayon. I need an A&R manager. So in my head, iniisip ko na, sino ba pwede kong i-recommend?
Oo.
And then sabi niya, how would you like to do it? And parang madalang na ako ma-shock sa buhay kung I've seen, heard a lot of things. Pero nung tinanong niya sa akin, sabi ko, bakit ako?
Okay.
Sabi niya, bakit hindi? Your experience will help the next generation of musicians. So I thought about it for maybe a whole of 10 minutes. Tapos I messaged him. Sabi ko, let's talk again. And when he did, sabi ko, I'm in. And sabi niya, this is a new label. So I understand this you are crossing over to the other side of the fence, so to speak. But kasi si Neil was also my A&R manager when I went solo. He was actually the first person to convince me that there was life outside of my band, of what I was doing at the moment.
Okay.
So he and I go a long way back. Tapos yun. And I've been doing this since September of 2020, September 21st of 2020 to be exact. So I think a year and a few months already into it. It's lalo na the first few months were very challenging. Kasi ang hirap magpalit ng hat from musician to, paano ba mag-isip ang isang record label executive? Kasi for 20 plus years, I was a musician.
Yes.
Or I was the musician that they were trying to sign. So now, paano kung ako yung nasa kabilang side ng table? But after a few months naman, after we signed up our first artists, parang nakapasok na ako dun sa flow of how you do things, and it's not as stressful as it was in the beginning kasi dami kong kailangan aralin.
Kwento mo nga sa amin para for the benefit of our viewers, what does an A&R manager or head do? A&R means artist and repertoire.
Artist and repertoire.
Okay.
We're the talent scouts.
Talent scout.
Ika nga. Oo. So, kumbaga sa sports, if you're an agent, then you look for the next great basketball player, and then you sign him up, you develop the craft, because the craft already has to be there. Iho-hone mo na lang. Tapos turuan mo sila kung ano yung natutunan mo in the past. And it helps that I'm still very active musician kasi maraming tanong yung mga artists ko na kaya kong sagutin kasi nadaanan ko rin siya once upon a time. So basically,
yung advantage kasi artist ka na, musician ka.
Yeah.
Oo, tama.
Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah. So what I do is well, there are no live shows now. Ideally, I would be out on the road, checking out bars and malls, looking for musicians to handle.
Yes.
Pero because of the pandemic, I'm limited to, the streaming apps, YouTube. Then I just follow links all day. Sometimes for 2 straight days, all I do is listen to new music. So you need like 5-10 minute breaks every so often kasi it can't be like 12 hours straight of music pounding into your ears.
Yes.
So if the label sees that the talent is going to be something special at bagay sa label namin, I call them, or no, I don't call them, I send them messages on maybe Instagram or Facebook kasi ganun na mag-promote ng music yung musicians. Even I do that.
Oh, yes.
That we set up a Zoom meeting instead of coffee or lunch. And then pagkatapos ng contract signing, we go straight into work. I listen to their songs. Then we decide which ones to release, how to release them, when to release them, why we are going to release them, and then we go straight to recording.
It's a crucial job.
It is.
Finding the artist and promoting.
It is.
So far, Ebe, sino ang mga na-discover mo o naipirma mo ng artist?
Well, right now the roster, first group that I found was this great rock band called 46 Hope Street. They have released, if I'm not mistaken, 5 singles already, all in the pandemic, all during the pandemic. I signed up Jam Quijano, whom I met maybe 4 years ago, playing in a food park in front of 4 people. Okay. And then, naglalakad lang ako, and then I stopped, and then I had to sit down, I had to listen to the guy. He's a brilliant singer-songwriter. We also have Catharsis. They are an all-female rock band. Sino pa ba? Most recently, we signed up Letrang Norte, who won CCP's contest, Kanto Kanta. These guys are from, these guys are from Tuguegarao, Cagayan, and they have their own recording studio. They self-produce their songs. They have great melodies and even greater lyrics. Lahat nandun. They have wonderful voices. They have great chemistry. And we're about to launch their newest single called The Machine this Friday. It's a beautiful song.
Wow.
I mean, even if I didn't sign them up, sabihin ko siguro, ang ganda naman ng kantang to, sana ako na lang yung nagsalat. They're that good.
Exciting, ah. Oo.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have City, and I basically signed myself today. Inoffer ko yung sarili ko ng kontrata.
Sino City? Si City?
Yeah, City.
Si City. Okay.
City has been with Wazzup for maybe about more than a year now.
All right. Paano ngayon yung promotion since wala pang live gigs? Online.
Everything's online now. What we do is on the day of the launch, usually on the day of the single launch, we go live maybe 5 or 6 in the afternoon of the day of the launch. Okay. And then we interview the band, and then that's broadcast on Facebook and YouTube.
All right.
Unfortunately, that's our grounds are very limited right now. Our platforms are very limited. We cannot go to bars. We cannot go to schools and malls to promote new music. So the internet will have to do. for the meantime.
And then, what if the public wants to buy those albums, those singles? They just go to Spotify and other digital platforms, ganun ba?
Yeah, If you have a premium account on Spotify, then you can just download the songs. You can buy them on Apple Music. We're available on most streaming platforms naman.
You mean, Ebe, itong mga nadidiscover mo mga talents, does it mean na a lot of music is being created? Hindi lang natin alam.
Yes.
All over the country.
All over the country. All over the world. It's just that
All over the world.
sometimes kasi, like when you go on Facebook or Instagram, then you post something and after 10 seconds you can't find your post anymore kasi there's just so much happening right now with everyone trying to make music on the internet, promote on the internet.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to like find your space sometimes. Kaya nga we encourage our fans to follow the artists,
Yes.
so they get notified when there's a new release. But I don't know how much longer we'll be doing like Zoom interviews instead of live ones,
Oh my.
like face to face.
Oo.
But the musician kasi cannot stop creating.
Okay.
Kasi I think that's what people need to understand about musicians, about songwriters, specifically, that we need to keep creating kasi we're already taken out of our natural environment, which is the stage, which is the recording studio. So you're home 24/7 with your guitar. You need to keep going. Otherwise, I would have gone crazy kung walang music siguro.
Okay. But anyway, the point that I want to make is that there is a need for a record label. I mean, the public still needs record labels to find out about artists kesa yung solo isang artist na gumagawa ng music niya na, I mean, para mas maraming makaalam. Kailangan ng record label. Tama.
Well, that's just relative kasi if you ask other artists, they will say, "Oh, we can do these things on our own. We don't need labels," and I respect that.
Okay.
Because I'm a musician myself. It's just that ever since I could remember, I've always been a label boy. I was signed up with EMI, and then later on Warner, and then Star, and now Widescope. And yung makinarya kasi, the people working with and for you, para all you have to do is just focus on your songs,
Tama.
focus on becoming a better songwriter and musicians. That's, in my opinion, why I think record labels still exist.
Balikan nga natin yung nangyari sa'yo from the very start. Before Sugar Free was signed up, what was it like? How did you guys form the band?
I had a college band, and then we were playing our last show at Freedom Bar in Anonas.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys remember that.
Yes.
And we were opening for a band called Session Road.
Yes.
So I stayed to watch the band, and then after, nakikain ako sa kanila, tapos sabi nila, "Oh, when's your next show? We'd love to see you again." It's like, "Oh, this is it for me. Tomorrow when I wake up, I'm gonna look for a job." Sabi nila, bakit? Kasi wala na ng pera eh. Sabi nila, no. We think your songs are worth listening to. So, we formed a band. Basically, 3/4 of Session Road and myself. And it became Sugar Free. So, we did that for a while. And then, nung dumadami na yung shows namin pareho, we had to replace a few members. That's when Mitch Singson came in. Mitch plays for Ciudad. And then, yeah, ganun na. The rest is history, I guess.
This was the late 90s, di ba?
1999.
1999. Okay, the tail end of the 90s.
Yeah.
Ang perception is Ebe Dancel was parang the new Eli Buendia or something kasi ganun yung yung appeal ng mga kanta. Ano masasabi mo doon?
There's only one of Ellie. And there's only one of me. Obviously, compare mo kaming dalawa, the guy is a legend. And I really look up to him. Parang hindi naman yata fair na compare sa mga katulad ko. Marami pa akong kakaining bigas.
Pero naging magkaibigan kayo, hindi ba?
Yeah. Halos lahat ng mga tinitingala ko. Rico Blanco is actually now my manager and my producer.
Okay.
It's been a fun ride.
Oo. Itong paggawa mo ng mga kanta, including your biggest hit, Hari ng Sablay, what was the process like? Ikaw lang ba ang nagsusulat sa banda?
At least all the singles that we released, ako yung nagsulat. Pero pagdating sa how it sounded as a band, doon po pasok yung input ng mga former bandmates ko. Na I'm quite lucky because they are very smart, intuitive, very intelligent musicians. They never overdid their parts. So if you went to the Sugar Free shows, it's basically a guitar, a bass, a drum set, and two guys singing. So kung hindi kailangan, di namin nilalagay. Kung kailangan, sinusubukan namin gawin. And I guess that appealed to a lot of people. Kasi it's just, we were more about songwriting and executing as a band. Then see where it goes from there.
Oo.
Ganong klaseng banda.
Basically, ang Sugar Free trio di ba?
Yeah, trio lang talaga.
So, pero...
The very end.
Oo. Nakakabilib kasi iba, ang daming members at ang daming mga instruments. Kayo, kayang-kaya yung tumunog ng maganda as a trio.
Yeah, yun yung challenge.
Anong sikreto nun? O anong sinasabi mong challenge?
Like, how do you make it sound na tumutunog kayo pero walang butas? So, there's a lot of ground to cover, I think. And it would have been easier just hiring or getting another guitar player, especially like if you've seen me play guitar, it's very basic. But in terms of sound, shinape namin yung tunog namin. Gaano ka kalakas, gaano ka kahina, which frequencies do you cover? And yeah, we did it for 6 years And every year, I had to keep pinching myself. Kasi hindi mo alam kung sinong katabi mong kakain. So, for breakfast, you can be seated beside Noel Cabangon. Tapos, pagdating ng lunch, si Gary V yung kasama mo. Pagdating ng dinner, si Jay Durias. So, 3 very different worlds. Nag-intersect lang because we all love music. And it was such a humbling experience because parang they got me as a mentor. Yes. But every year, I really felt like I was one of the students kasi I kept learning very basic tricks from Jay Durias. I remember si Gary Granada, may isang gabi na nakatulog ako sa tabi ng swimming pool tapos tinabihan niya ako hanggang umaga. Those are, man, kung may babalik mo lang talaga, those I mean, you were there with us.
Yes.
So, tapos makikita mo, so it was like module after module the whole day. Pagdating ng gabi, we started jamming from 7 in the evening until 2 in the morning.
Yes.
Or until the neighbors started complaining, at least.
Okay. Bago natin iwanan yung elements, may tanong ako about it. Did you get to talk shop dito sa mga katabi mo for lunch na hindi kasama doon sa module, sa mga sessions? Like, halimbawa, katabi mo si Gary V, si Jay Durias. Nagkukwentuhan kayo about music pa rin?
About music. A lot about music. Mostly how they wrote their songs, how they perform on stage. And I learned a lot from Gary Valenciano kasi I learned na when he performs, especially somewhere like Araneta Coliseum, oh, no. I learned this from Odi Hemora. When you play a big venue and punong-puno na, yung mga taong nasa harap, they really came for you. Pumila sila na maaga, bumili sila ng tickets na maaga, so you got them already. Your next job is to reach out to the bleachers. Tapos, and then Sir Audie used Gary V as a very good example. Like, you ever notice Gary V when he plays big shows? You can almost see him reaching out to the person behind, like sino yung pinaka nasa likod, because he felt this need to connect with everyone in the audience. That's one of the more valuable lessons that I learned. Kay Sir Gary Granada, marami ako.
Sige nga.
Nakakalimutan ko na eh. Basta sabi niya, always write from a place where you've been. Hindi naman ibig sabihin geographically na you can only write about Quezon City if you've been to Quezon City. But in a sense, it's true. You can only write about loss if you've gone through loss. You can only write about pain once you've felt it, once you begin to really understand what the emotion is all about. Dami.
So, ang sabi niya, ang songwriter dapat alam na alam yung subject.
Oo.
Niya.
Dapat mas maganda kung galing ka na doon. Tapos saka mo i-share yung person. That's when the song becomes unique because you're sharing your personal experience and they're all different from each other. You know, what we go through, how we experience things, how we react to them, it's always very different.
And then sana maulit ano pagka medyo oo nakakamiss eh. Nag-judge ka rin sa Philpop, of course.
So Philpop, nag-judge na ako, nag-participate na ako, nag-adjudicate na rin ako. So lahat, pumunta na rin ako sa finals na nanonood lang ako. Dinaanan ko na lahat sa Philpop.
Okay. Nakakatuwa kasi itong mga bagong generation ng artists, kayo yung tinitingala. In much the same way that kayo may mga idols kayo na mas ma-ahead older generation. So, tuloy-tuloy lang. Oo. Ebe, and then, you also got involved in writing music for film. Diba?
I wrote songs for movies. My first experience was writing for Chito Ronyo's Emir. I put melody in 3 songs. Yung lyrics yata, kung di ako nagkakamali, yung iba sinulat ni Gary Granada. And then, I wrote the theme for General Luna. Gerald Tarog's General Luna. I wrote the theme song for it. And then a bunch of others ended up in ABS-CBN movies and shows.
Do they pay well?
I don't know what well is. Merong figure na binibigay, then you negotiate. But I can't complain.
Yes.
Say ABS-CBN has always been very kind to me. Kasi siguro mga 4 na kanta na yata yung nakakapasok sa mga shows and movies nila. Minsan ka nahulit pa yung bawat daan ginagamit sa isang pelikula, tapos gagamitin sa isang TV show. Yung Huwag Ka Nang Umiyak has had so many versions, I'm starting to lose count. So, as a songwriter, you aim for your songs to get out of your bedroom, reach a wider audience. So you start with your neighbor. No, you start with your family. Then, parinig mo sa neighbor mo. Hopefully you get to play bars. And then, maybe school festivals. And then, the shows keep getting bigger and bigger. Sana. But for these songs, the advantage kasi of them being on TV and on in films, kahit tapos na yung run ng kanta, that TV show will always be there to go back to. The movie will always be there, on Netflix or wherever. Diba? So the songs, na-extend yung mga buhay nila. That's, I think, when we talk about payment, yun yata yung pwedeng service na pwedeng gawin para sa akin. Yung mga kanta ko, sinulat ko lang naman para sa sarili ko ay umabot sa sunod na generation. Very
Nice,
Wala yun
nice. Oo.
wala sa balak ko yun. Wala sa plano ng buhay ko yun. So, ba't ako nandito minsan? Pati ako napapatanong.
Okay. You did something for ABS sa elections ba yun?
I sang on Ako Ang Simula.
Yun.
That was, I think, for the 2016. Ay, hindi.
Hindi, may isa pa eh. 2010.
2010 national elections.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ako Ang Simula. Sugar free pa ako noon eh. Oo, tagal lang ngayon.
Alright. Wazzup will be back with Ebe Dancel after a short break.
Si Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Tama lang na ipinaglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay ang nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Alright, welcome back to Wazzup. We're talking to singer-songwriter and record label executive Ebe Dancel. Ebe,
Hey. Hi again.
ang dami natin na pag-usapan. Punta naman tayo sa people followed your collaboration with Bullet Dumas and Janoy Danlao. Sa conspiracy ba to?
Marami.
Umikot kayo.
Umikot kami, conspiracy. Practically lahat ng bars.
Okay.
Oo, sa Manila. Parang lahat yata. Oo. Umabot pa nga kaming...
Music Museum.
Umabot pa kaming Music Museum. Umabot kami Singapore.
Okay.
Nagtitrip-trip lang kami. Umabot kami Singapore. Kaya minsan kinukurot ko yung sarili ko na ano naman ginagawa ko? Saan ako maabot?
Isa na namang wala sa plano.
Wala rin sa plano yun.
Paano na buo yun? Saan ba kayo una nag-jam?
Meron na kasing shows si Jonoy sa si Bullet that time. Tapos nanood ako. Tapos, sabi ko sa kanila, ang ganda na show nyo. Sabi ko, kung idagdag nyo ako. Mas okay. Siyempre, I was much younger then. Medyo arrogante yung approach ko actually looking back. But more than anything, everything just clicked. Kasundo kami, para-pareho kami na instrumento, para-pareho kami nagsusulat ng mga kanta namin.
Yes.
Then, that went on for like maybe 6 years. 6 years kaming tumugtog together.
Ang tagal din. Oo. Ano yun? Yung mga kanta nyo, sinasama sa repertoire?
May kanya-kanya kaming sets.
Okay.
And then, sa dulo, pag nagkayayaan, we would like play random songs. Tutugtog kami ng Eraserheads, tutugtog kami ng Gary Granada. Kung ano yung gusto namin. Yun yung gusto ng audience because everything was always, what they liked about the show, what I like about the shows at least, was everything was spontaneous. Walang set list. Meron lang kaming designated na time on 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. And then kung nandun pa lahat ng tao, then we can play for them or we can all go home. Walang plano.
Okay. Let's jump to the present again. You have a new song with a music video. Ang sabi mo kanina, pangatlo na pala ito.
Yes, it's a third from Wazzup Entertainment. It's called Unang Huling Sayaw. Yung interesting dito, pag pinakinggan niyo yung kanta, you'll know for sure that it's meant for first dance between the bride and groom.
It's a wedding song.
But the single before that is it's a wedding vow basically. And then before that, a prayer song. And then we just completed the last song last week. ng producer ko, kami ni Rico Blanco. So it's going to be a themed collection. Na never ko pa nagagawa. Yung may tema ka talaga in mind. It was challenging, pero para umandar din yung utak ko, hindi yung random na nagsusulat lang ako ng kung anong gusto kong sabihin. So, parang gumawa kami at least ako, gumawa ako ng story in my head how a wedding is going to go, how it's going to begin and how it's going to end. The ceremony, not the marriage. Okay.
Okay.
Because we don't want marriages to end. That should always be the goal.
Okay. You're exploring the stages of a ceremony.
Yes, basically. But it's just an EP. Hindi kasi siya full album eh. So, pinili ko lang yung favorite parts ko of a wedding ceremony because I've played, I think, more than 100 wedding shows already.
So pay well.
Lagi akong I mean, I'm still around.
Special,
so, I'm lucky. So, ino-observe ko yung paano maglakad yung bride, paano mag-react yung groom, yung mga tao, ano yung general mood during the mass and during the reception, and how parang what's the perfect ending of a reception in my head. So lahat yun, sinama-sama ko, and we're coming up with the collection of, it's 4 songs. Umabot naman siya dun sa, pwede mo na siyang i-categorize as a collection kasi 4 na kanta naman.
Concept album, EP. Concept EP, okay.
Concept EP itong ginawa namin.
Kailan lalabas yung buong album?
My last single is due on February 11. That's actually less than 2 weeks from now.
Alright.
So doon pwede mo nang pakinggan in order yung mga kanta, and hopefully it will make more sense to you. Although we made sure na lahat naman ng ginawa naming kanta kayang tumayo on its own.
Okay.
That's, I think, part of how do I phrase it? Your song needs to stand out wherever it is, whatever collection it is part of. So doon ako maswerte kasi I have a manager and a producer and a good friend rolled into one, and you all know Rico Blanco and like yung catalog of body of work niya. So medyo madugo lang kasi not once kaming nagtagpo-tagpo sa studio talaga. So
ganun. Oo.
So a lot of the tracks were done via Zoom. So kunwari yung drummer namin, kunwari si Luke Sigua who plays for Moira. So meron siyang setup sa bahay niya. So he would play there, papakinggan ng producer, tapos magba-back and forth sila. Tapos pag natapos na yun, which is for Rico, maybe 2-3 days because he's very detalyado yung mamang yan eh.
Okay.
And then move on to the bassist, and then same process until umabot sa akin yung kanta. That's when I would go to a recording studio and do vocals there. Tapos may TV sa harap ko o may computer. Nandun si Rico, nakakonect via Zoom.
Okay.
Challenging. Yung ginagawa ni Rico na 2-3 weeks, dapat kayang tapusin in a matter of 2 days. So that's the challenge of recording in the time of the pandemic.
Hindi ba nagsasuffer ang quality o naaayos nyo yung final mix? Sa final mix
we make sure that we get really good musicians. That's una sa priority mo. And then they need to have a really good setup.
Okay.
So may kanya-kanyang setup sila sa bahay. Now, as to quality, I don't believe it suffered.
Alright. Kailan mo pa naging manager si Rockstar pala manager mo? Okay.
Si Rico kailan ba? Si Rico parang October or November of 2020. Kaya nga yung 2020 ko, parang lahat nangyari sa akin. May sold out concert, tapos biglang nagka-pandemic, tapos biglang may dumating na opportunity to help other musicians as
Yes.
A&R. So, and then, eventually, being managed by Rico, medyo whirlwind yung 2020 ko. Ngayon nga lang yata ako nakakahabol ng, okay, ito pala yung, it's kind of a lot to process.
Oo. Isa ka sa mga mapalad na artist kasi ang daming artist na, di ba? Na napilayan. Nawala ng gigs.
I understand.
Oo.
I understand.
Oo. Ikaw busy ka. So far, so good. Sa kwento mo, walang conflict. Okay. Synergy, di ba? As an artist and natutulungan mo yung mga artist ng wide scope kasi may experience ka sa musician side.
That's the best part about my job.
Yes.
Yung ako kasi yung nag-i-input ng kanta pag na-master na, tapos isa-submit na sa streaming platforms.
Okay.
Ako yung nag-i-input niyan. Tapos talagang minsan sumasayaw-sayaw pa ako habang nag-i-input ako kasi lahat ng mga kantang to, aside from magaganda, ay pinaghihirapan talaga ng mga musicians. Kasi I don't think everyone understands how very challenging and difficult it can be to record during the time of COVID. Hindi kayo magkita-kita lahat. Oo, tapos it requires a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of resources. Actually, tataas yung electricity bill mo sa tagal mo sa harap ng computer. Okay. But, and then just talking to the artists after, yung sense of relief, yung sense of nagse-celebrate sila. Parang, wow, tapos na. Wow, ang ganda. Wow, we really like it. Tapos pag papasalamat sila sa akin, sabi ko, oh, thank yourselves. You did most of the work, really.
Oo.
I'm very, very proud of our artists.
Ebe, tell us more about Wide Scope.
Yeah.
Is it a Filipino company or may mga partners na foreigners?
Oh, it's a Filipino company.
Okay.
The biggest arm of Widescope is actually Widescope ad agency.
Okay. Yeah. I remember Neil telling me that. It's an the mother unit is an ad agency. You know?
The mothership.
Oh, the mothership. Okay.
And then we also have Rank One. That's our digital team. And they come in really handy now kasi kita mo naman yung pandemic and what the team does for us.
Okay.
They're all fantastic artists. And then, yun nga, 2 years or less than 2 years ago, inactivate yung Wide Scope Entertainment.
The music part, okay.
Music naman.
Okay.
Oo.
Good.
So, yeah. And then, I report directly to someone that I trust. His name's Neil Gregorio. And like I said, I've been working with him for close to a decade now as A&R manager.
Your former A&R.
Performer din niya pag narinig niya mong gitara yan.
Oo nga. Kailangan yata talaga pag record label may music background.
Mas maganda siguro para naiintindihan mo yung yung nilalangoyan mong tubig.
But do you see young musicians having a future in music in this day and age? Especially during the pandemic?
I can tell you that there are a lot of great songs out there. Kasi katulad na sinabi ko kanina, that's what I do. I listen to songs. Now, with my artists, the label, not just me, but the whole label, we always teach them to look ahead. Like, don't write songs when we ask you to. Write songs because you feel like it. Write songs because it's part of who you are. Okay, yung legwork kami ng bahala doon. Yung recording, tutulungan namin kayo. But yung artistry mo, how you develop it, and it's taken me more than 2 decades to develop mine. And I think I still have a long way to go. Marami pa akong matututunan. So, this early, na-encourage mo na sila. But as to the talent, yeah, amazing talent. Sayang yung iba, signed na. yung iba signed na ng ibang label.
Naunahan ka.
But that doesn't make me any less of a fan.
Okay.
Would be nicer if they were signed with me.
Okay. Malay mo.
Yeah, we'll
After
see.
one album, lumipat na sa Widescope.
Sana, we'll see.
Okay. Alright.
Magkakaibigan naman lahat ng labels eh. So, walang bad blood.
Dapat,
Walang
no?
bad blood.
Kasi isang industriya lang. Oo.
Maliit lang pati yung industriya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, folks. We're having a great conversation with Ebe Dancel. We'll be back after a short break.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back to Wazzup. In the house, Ebe Dancel. Ebe,
Sup?
we'll have a little fun. Parang fast talk to. I ask you a question and then your answer. First
Okay.
question, who's your greatest musical influence?
Gary Granada, bar none.
Bakit?
The songwriting wizardry and the most beautiful melodies you will ever hear. All rolled into one song. I don't know how he does it.
Oo. Ngayon, ano siya, no? May advocacy siya ng education
Yeah.
about Paris causes. Oo. Kasama ka ba doon sa nag-perform? Parang
Magpa-perform
pa lang. Sige.
Inayos pa namin.
Alright, I'll make sure na mapapanood ko yun.
Oo. Panoorin mo yung iba na yung hairdo ni Sir Gary ngayon.
Ganun ba? Okay.
Ang ganda.
Okay. Number 2. Do you have a daily music ritual or regimen on paggising mo sa umaga hanggang sa hapon sa gabi? Anong ginagawa mo? Music related.
It's not music related.
Okay.
The first thing I do when I wake up is pray. May Bible app ako. And then the second thing I do is take my coffee. The third thing I do is either go for a run or bike. And then by 10 a.m., I'm at work. Nasa harap na ako ng computer
Okay.
doing label stuff.
Oo.
Yeah.
Nakita ko nga sa Facebook yung mga nagpo-post ka nang nagbabike ka.
Yun na lang yata yung kaya kong gawin. Mag-bike na lang.
Good exercise parang si Ann Angela.
Si Ann, grabe rin yan.
Oo. Okay. Kung hindi ka musician, ano ginagawa mo?
I would probably be working for an NGO that caters to street children.
Okay. Alright. If you were given a chance to appear in a movie, and what role would be your ideal role?
I can't be anything other than a musician. So, if I ever do get to do a movie, which is very unlikely, kasi lahat ng movies na kasama ko yung my breakup playlist.
Ganun.
The breakup playlist, nandun ako.
Okay.
Tapos yung si Echo saka si oh my gosh, ang hina ng memory ko. Dan Villegas movie rin yun eh.
Okay.
Nandun din ako. I came out as myself, as a musician performer. So yun lang yata yung kaya ko.
Oo. Si Quark, hindi ka pa nakakast ni Quark?
Kinas na rin ako ni Quark sa rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yes.
And I played myself again. Yeah.
Okay. Name one song that will describe or encompass your journey so far.
A song of mine?
Yes. Or
I would have to choose Bawat Daan.
Bawat
because
Daan.
there's yung journey talaga. You circle back to your purpose, to your roots.
It's been quite a journey, huh?
Oh yeah.
Dedicate a song to a special someone. What song will it be?
I would probably dedicate this, not because I'm promoting my single, but this song called Ang Huling Unang Sayaw. May deep fascination ako sa dance because my mom was a folk dance teacher and she had to give up her job to take care of her children. Kaya siguro may affinity ako sa dance. Like I'm the only Dancel who can't dance. Go figure. Okay. Kaya siguro ganun na lang yung fascination ko dun sa subject. And I would dedicate that to my mom.
Speaking of your mom, I wanted to ask, tell us about your parents. Ang mother mo, can you elaborate?
Yeah, my parents are, they're both born in my hometown, Ilagan, Isabela. My dad worked for one company his entire life. He was a banker.
Okay.
My mom initially was, PE instructor yung mami ko eh. So she taught dance and all of those. And then, may point din na, naalala ko, nagbebenta yung mama ko ng Tupperware. Kasi maraming Tupperware sa bahay. Okay. Meron din time, nagbenta rin siya ng vitamins. Marami rin vitamins sa bahay. Tapos, now they own a small Montessori called Makeup in our hometown. That's what they do most days now.
Hanggang ngayon, nasa Isabela pa sila.
No, they're in Manila. Dati kasi, before the pandemic, back and forth lang sila. Kaya madalang kami magkita. But since they're home dun sa aming bahay sa Manila, they have to do everything online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ebe, what was your earliest memory of music? And bakit ka nahilig sa music?
I think yung hilig ko sa music was never really forced on me. But I attribute yung music to my brothers.
Yes.
And my dad collected a lot of vinyl records back in the day. My mom has a really good voice. My brothers gravitated naturally towards music. Tapos dahil idol ko sila, they learned how to play the guitar. So pag wala sila, nag-aaral din ako ng guitar. Then they learned the keyboard. Pag wala sila, kaya gaya lang ako. But my first like big deal memory of music was, I think I was 7 or 8 years old. Tapos may yung clan namin may New Year's Eve party. And there were a lot of contests. I decided to join the singing contest. I sang Reaching Out by Gary V. And I won grand prize. I think I won 20 pesos. Alam ni Sir Gary itong sa kanyang Tita Angeli.
Okay.
Lagi ko kinukwento. Si Tita Angeli, Ebe, nakwento mo na yan. Masarap lang ulitin, Tita.
Okay, oo. Yeah. Alright. Yung mga kwentong sarap talaga ulitin eh, no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ebe, it's been quite a journey. How would you describe it, everything that happened? What does music mean to you now?
Music's my life. You know? It saved me certainly from myself sometimes. Kasi I tried doing day jobs out of college. I never really could hold on to one.
Oh.
And then finally when sabi ko, I'm just gonna do music and I'm just gonna write my own songs because I'm not very good at covering other people's songs anyway. And then we'll see where this goes. Apparently hindi pa tapos yung where this goes ko. Kasi maraming curveballs, maraming surprises, maraming challenges. But more than anything, yung gratitude ko dito because this talent was given by God.
Yes.
Hindi ko naman, I wasn't born with it. Bigay, understanding na bigay sa akin lahat ito. And I should take advantage of every opportunity I have. Use my platform for good and for good only.
Parang yung boses mo hindi nagbabago eh. Ganun pa rin eh. You have one of the most distinct voices.
Oh, at some point, I had to take vocal lessons because apparently I wasn't singing the right way. So, tinuruan ako. Kichimolina, another connection from Elements. So, I signed up.
Okay.
Kichimolina. For like maybe 2-3 months, tinuturuan niya lang ako ng basics of singing. Kasi wala naman nagturo sa akin.
Oo nga. Oo.
Oh,
Yun talaga
yun.
pag mga rock and roll eh.
Oh.
Paano mo nalaman na there's something that you needed to improve on?
In my voice started faltering in 2015. Kasi I never really stopped gigging, never really stopped recording naman eh.
Okay.
So, at some point, I had laryngitis for 6 months. Hindi gumagaling. So, I went to Kichimolina and then sabi niya lang, just come to my office and bring your guitar. Tapos sabi niya, okay, Ebe, I have never seen you perform live. So, get your guitar and sing. Tapos tinignan niya yung posture ko, yung breathing ko, yung all the small details na apparently I was singing just not the right way. So I think dahil dun sa voice lessons ko, I'm more efficient now. So, if you can call it that. Mas efficient na akong kumanta.
So, tinuruan ka niya ng mga techniques ha?
Yeah, grabe. Tinuturo ko rin sa mga kaibigan ko.
Okay.
O nga, no, dapat singilin ko sila.
Okay.
Sige.
Ebe, parting words and how can people follow you, including the artists of Widescope?
Yeah,
And your activities.
Yeah, unang-una maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat ha, na tumatangkilik pa rin sa bawat release. Alam ko hindi madali para sa music fans ngayon yung i-absorb yung lahat ng mga kanta without seeing us live. Trust me, it's hard for us too, but we thank you for your patience, for your understanding. But down the line, magkikita ulit tayo live. I cannot wait for that day. Now, on social media, I'm not a very hard person to find. It's Ebe Dancel. Almost everywhere. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. And then, if you go to my Spotify account, that's also Ebe Dancel. I made the playlist there of all the songs that Widescope has released so far. Tapos medyo, tuntua ako kasi, kumahaba na yung playlist. So, hahaba pa yan, nangahaba. Yeah. And thank you, Poch. Thank you for having me.
Ebe Dancel, singer-songwriter, record label executive at Widescope Entertainment, music man through and through. More power to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This has been Pocholo Concepcion of Wazzup. Catch us every Tuesday live at 2 p.m. on our Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Stay safe and God bless.